Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on Care Control's Cost of Care and Dependency tool. It's great to have you all with us. I just want to let you know that this session is being recorded, so you will be able to revisit it afterwards if you would like a refresher. And while this session is scheduled for 45 minutes, we expect to finish ahead of time today, so giving you the chance to gain a little bit of extra time back into your day. So, today, we're going to take a closer look at the Cost of Care and Dependency tool, a trusted solution that helps you see the true picture of your care costs and to make more informed decisions. For those of you who have used our Windows system, this may look very familiar as it's a tool you already know and trust. The difference now is that it's fully available in Care Control Cloud, bringing you the same functionality with all the advantages of a modern integrated platform. This webinar is all about showing you how the tool works in Care Control Cloud, demonstrating its key features, and answering any questions you may have. So before we get started, here is a quick look at what we'll be covering today. We'll begin by looking at why understanding the true cost of care is so important. We'll then explore how the Cost of Care and Dependency tool makes these costs clear and transparent. From there, we'll show you how the tool works in cloud, giving you the same trusted functionality many of you know from Windows. We'll then move into the demonstration so you can see it in action and highlight the value that it can bring to your service. And finally, we'll cover the next steps before opening up for the Q&A at the very end. One of the biggest challenges you may face today is balancing rising costs with tighter budgets. At the same time, there's increasing pressure to prove exactly where the money is going and whether resources are being used in the right way. And it often comes down to one question: where is the money going? For many providers, the answer isn't always clear. Staff costs are rising, budgets are stretched, and it's not always easy to evidence how much support each service user actually requires. When inspectors, audits, or funding reviews come around, this lack of visibility can leave you on the back foot. And without clear data, decisions about staffing, budgeting, and compliance become so much harder. Instead of showing the evidence with confidence, it can feel like you're always having to explain your costs. Now let's imagine a tool that shows you where your care costs are going. That's exactly the Cost of Care and Dependency tool does. It links each person's level of dependency directly to the staff time and costs involved in their care. This gives you precise, evidence-based calculations and not rough estimates. Instead of relying on guesswork or spreadsheets, you get a complete view built on the care reviews you already complete, but with a much greater clarity. You'll see a visual breakdown of your care costs, making it easier to spot patterns, trends, in areas where spend is highest. You can also customize parts of the tool so it reflects the way your service runs. That means the insights you see directly relevant to you, giving you more control over planning, budgeting, and staffing decisions. So how does the Cost of Care and Dependency tool actually work in practice? It starts by linking dependency roles to staff roles, making sure care needs are matched with the right team members. Then you can set realistic daily care minutes, which show the typical amount of time staff spend with people across low, moderate, and high dependency groups. You can also apply real staff costs by adding hourly rates for each role, including holiday pay, sickness cover, and national insurance. That way, every figure is accurate to your service and not just an average. The tool then brings this together to show you the true cost of care, so you can see exactly how much support each level requires. But it doesn't just stop there. You can also track non-care costs, capturing overheads and wider expenses that impact your service. All of these features combine to give you a complete and accurate view of the true cost of your care across your service. Instead of working with estimates or generic tools, you have a system that reflects your staff, your service, and your real-world costs, helping you plan smarter, evidence-based decisions with confidence and stay inspection ready. The Cost of Care and Dependency tool has been used by Windows users for years to show the true cost of care. Now it's fully available in Care Control Cloud with the same familiar functionality and all the benefits of a modern integrated system. For Windows users, this means there's no barrier to moving across. The tool works exactly as you know it, while giving you the added benefits of anywhere access and future-ready integration. For cloud users, and anyone currently managing costs with other apps or spreadsheets, it means you no longer need separate tools or extra systems. The cost of care and dependency tool is built in, included as part of your care control, and works seamlessly alongside care planning, rostering, and more, giving you one complete solution. So you've heard how the cost of care tool can work for you, but now it's time to see this tool in action. We will now give you a brief demonstration.
Hi, okay, so today we are going to be having a look at dependency cost of care. Um, Dependency cost of care isn't something that's new to Care Control. It has been available on Windows, so some of you may already be using the dependency cost of care tool. Um, it's a new thing that's been released onto cloud. Now, you will be pleased to hear if you are using dependency cost of care on Windows, it will pull through to cloud, so you're not going to have to reset it up. If you are not using dependency cost of care and it is of interest to you, let's go and have a look and see what it's all about. So to find dependency cost of care, you will need to go into your admin. Okay, so from your hub, you will go into admin. And once you're in admin, you will then go to care planning. And along the top, you've got dependency cost of care. Okay, so it's admin, care planning, dependency cost of care. Now we have added some care sets onto the system already for you to use as examples if you want to, but you can also build and add your own in. Now, if I show you what this care control set looks like, so it's having a look at all of the domains within the care review. So as you can see, we've got breathing, we've got continence, we've got end of life, we've got intensive care, and it's having a look at also the level of need. So we've got breathing low, breathing medium, breathing high. If I select the Explore button on here, it's giving me the times that the staff can be recording this information. So for example, for breathing, that can be recorded, because obviously they're doing it 24 hours a day, between 8 in the morning and 8 in the evening, and 8 in the evening and 8 in the morning. Now that is my day staff times, and that's my night staff times. If I select Explore, we're also having a look at the minutes of care provided to an individual client for this particular domain. So for someone who has breathing and a low level of support for breathing, we would expect about 5 minutes of care support per day for that client. Okay, so you can come in here, you can build and you can set this up. What I would recommend that you do is anytime you build and add a new care review domain into the system, you will need to come into your dependency groups and you will need to add that in to your sets. With regards to your sets, as you can see here, we've got a care control set and we've also got a high dependency level. If you're working within a care home, for example, and maybe you're a care home where you've got 3 units, so you may have a nursing unit, you may have a dementia unit, you may also have a residential unit, you can build your 3 dependency groups, because obviously if you're working in nursing, there's certain areas that's going to take a lot longer for staff to support than they would do supporting a client who's on the residential unit. So you can come in and you can add more than one dependency group into this area. Now, if I come down here to bulk time update, okay, this is having a look at the times throughout the day. So this is the activities that are going on throughout the day. So we've got afternoon meds. Now that's on the system between 4:30 and 5:30 in the evening. You can build and add your own time values into here if you want to. That's absolutely fine. I mean, if ours match what you do, perfect, good. But you can come in and amend them. We've also got your view matrix. Now this is having a look at all of the care review domains that you've got on the system and everything that you've set up through dependency of care. So you've got your domains on the left hand side and you've got your different levels of support. You've also got the days and the times that staff are going to be supporting with these particular areas and the role description. So this is to do with the type of staff that are likely to be supporting with these particular areas. So as you can see here, we've got our day staff. And then we've also got the continence set in. So we've got low level of need of support for night time, and we've now assigned our night carers for this. Under staff role, you can assign your staff to a particular dependency role. So, for example, for care support workers, okay, you would expect to have your bank staff working in your care support worker. You'd expect your care assistants, you'd expect your care assistant seniors, and your care managers. They can all work within care and they can all support clients, okay? So we will assign them to dependency role. So you can build and add your own in here as well. Once you've got your dependency cost of care all set up, I'm just going to discard this one here and cancel my changes. Once you've got all of your dependency cost of care set up, if you go to your care review for your client, you will see here you've got your dependency level. Okay, now this is looking at the required levels of support for that individual, and it's letting you know that actually this client here for Ben Russell, care hours required per week is 24.7. Okay, so he's actually ranked 6 out of 14 for support. If I click on my, if I go back to my dependency management, down in the bottom left-hand corner, you've also got your analysis, okay? So if, for example, I wanted to have a look at the analysis from the 8th of September to, let's do it for a week, the 14th of September, you can set your dependency group, so whether that's nursing, residential, dementia, I'm going to use my care control set that I've got on here, and rebuild my analysis. This is having a look at the variance in minutes of rota versus care review. So what it's telling me is actually this part here is absolutely fine. However, when we get to 9:45, I have too many staff on the rota, judging on the level of need of support that's required for my clients. Okay, and then as we get to sort of like 12:15, I haven't got enough staff on the rota to support my clients. And again, then at 1:30, again, I've got too many staff on the rota. Now this is actually broken down into 30-minute intervals, okay? So as you can see, it's 12, 12:30, 1, 1:30. So you can have a view of your whole day, have a whole view of the minutes of rotas, and you can see where you've got too many staff or too little staff on shift. If I just pop back from here as well, you've also got your dependency ranking as well. So this is having a look at the client so you can see where they are in the ranking system. And you can also see how many minutes per day or per night, total during the day and total per week of care that this client is costing you or is taking from your care staff. Okay, now if you need to again export all of this information, you can do so. You can export to Excel and you can also print the report as well. And finally, the last little tab that we have on here is your cost of care. Okay, now what you can do is you can put your care costs onto the system as well. So for example, your activities coordinator, we've got it on here as an example, is £12.50 an hour, but you can then build into the system the true cost. So yes, we're paying the activities care coordinator £12.50 an hour, but actually in real terms that staff member is costing us more money because we have to take into account things like sickness, and we have to take into account things like holiday as well. You can edit these hourly rates on the system, okay? So it's not fixed. You can come in, you can personalize it, you can put your own hourly rates in as well. So you can add your care costs, but you can also add your non-care costs because at the end of the day, it's everything that is included in running a care home. It all comes down to supporting that individual client, doesn't it? So you can include things like your non-care costs around bank costs, building insurance, council tax. You can add your own non-care costs into the system as well, okay? So you can use ours that are on here as an example, or you can build and you can add your own into the system as well. Now, once you've got it all on here and it's all set up, if I select my analysis summary, and again, I'm going to choose my care control set here. I'm going to select my client Ben Russell, and I'm going to load the data. Now we can see here that Ben is actually costing the care home £1,119.76 per week, and it's actually breaking it down for you as well. So you can see things like how much Ben's costing you by using activities, for example, night carers, your accountancy, etc. It's all broken down. And then if we select analysis detail as well, and I'm just going to select Ben as well. Let's stay with Ben. It's also now having a look at the individual areas. So breathing, for example, during the day, how much that's costing you per the day, per week, etc. as well. And again, if you need to export this data, you can.
Now that you've seen how the tool works in practice, let's look at why it's valuable for your service. It isn't just about the numbers on a screen, it's about giving you the confidence to run your service more effectively. With smarter workforce planning, you can match staff time and skills to the actual needs of the people you support, making rotas more efficient and reducing wasted hours. You also gain financial confidence with a clear view of balance between costs and care delivery. That means that you can plan budgets with certainty and avoid unexpected surprises. The tool also gives you stronger evidence for regulators. Clear, data-driven reports back up your decisions and demonstrate compliance with confidence. And finally, greater transparency. You can clearly show how care costs are allocated, building trust not just with inspectors, but with families and your wider team. So, what happens next? The first step is to take some time to explore the cost of care and dependency tool in Care Control Cloud and see how it works for you. Make sure your care review domains are fully reflected in the tool so that every care hour is counted. This ensures the outputs are as accurate to your service. You can also use this tool alongside your rota, but only if you are using the rota in cloud, by comparing calculated care hours with scheduled shifts. This makes it easier to spot where things can be optimized. And from there, you can run your first report. This will give you a breakdown of the costs, dependency levels, and the care hours across your service. We've walked you through the key points and given you a look at how the cost of care and dependency tool works in Care Control Cloud. It is now over to you. This is your chance to ask us anything, whether it's about how the tool works day to day, how to get started, or how it could fit into your service. Now is the time to ask. I don't know if any chats have been in the comments yet. I'm sure Lizzie will have a look for you, but I will now hand over to Lizzie to answer any questions you may have.
Sorry, we've just got a question here from Steve.
Fabulous.
Steve's just asked if the demonstration was of the cloud version, as his dependency tool looks very different. So yes, the demonstration today was the cloud version. I'm wondering, Steve, if maybe you're still using Windows and therefore that's why it's looking a little bit different. So what we've done is we've transferred the Windows cost of care cost to cloud. So that's what's new and available. And I've also just had a question from Tracy. When will the menus be on cloud? Wow, Tracy, funny you should say that. Hopefully by the end of today, all being well. So
Yes.
that's good news for you.
Let me just check the Q&A section. Yes, from Steve. What are the advantages of changing to the cloud version?
The advantages of changing to the cloud, it's a lot more modern. It's a lot, you don't get, how do I put this? Hang on. It's a lot more modern. It's friendlier and easier to use, and the Windows version will actually be coming to an end. So it's probably best to start using cloud, get yourself used to it before we do end up pulling Windows. Don't panic, it's not happening anytime like soon, so you will have a couple of months to get used to cloud. When are you updating the emails, please? Good question, that, Wendy. That's currently with the development team. As far as I know, I haven't got a date as to when that is happening, but I do know that the email is being updated. When will payroll be on cloud? Payroll, have we got the roadmap? Have we got a roadmap? Can we add a roadmap? Can we send a roadmap with the webinar tags?
Yeah,
Would
as far
that
as
be
I'm
really
aware,
useful?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, there is a coming soon page. Again, these I will include these in the follow-up email, so do keep an eye on your email inbox, because again, we have a lot of questions regarding certain things that will be coming out at some point. Um, so to answer all those questions, I will put that in the email for you as well. So please keep an eye on your inbox. Will we be able to download a full breakdown of cost of care so we can send to say Devon? So yes, you'll be able to record it's the weekly. As far as I'm correct, that is the weekly costs.
Yeah, so I've done it before when I was working in care. I actually used the cost of care analysis to export the data, send it across to the funding companies, so you could evidence where the money is spending, and if you needed, you know, perhaps that client's costing you more money than what you're actually receiving from the funding companies, you could use it for things like that. You can also use it for speaking to families when you're doing care reviews, for example, or when you're doing, your financial roundup every year. There is a step-by-step guide, isn't there, Tiggy, on the Learning Hub on how to set
Yes.
up cost of care dependency. So if anybody would like to have a go, would like to set it
Yes.
up, there is step-by-step guides that will take you through the whole setup process of cost of care.
Yes, so in the follow-up email, we will link any resources that you may need. So this will direct you to the Learning Hub where we have created guides for this. And again, please get in contact if you do need any help with this feature. It's very exciting, especially now that it's just come into cloud. But yes, look out for the email in a few days' time, and there will be all the resources that you may need. And do not be afraid to reach out and contact us if you need any help with this tool or need to learn anything else about this feature. But if there are no questions, I will say thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for joining me and Lizzie today. We hope you found this very helpful, and we hope you enjoy using this tool. Anything from you, Liz?
No, I think that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Fab. Thank you so much, everyone, and we will see you again very soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.